This one's quite unique because I do think getting extra Dreadlords as early as possible, especially ones that you already have to pull, are a really good way to even out the difficulty of the dungeon. This seasonal fix is incredibly powerful, and I'm sure you guys notice it in some of the longer dungeons, especially like Tazavesh Streets, where there's just a ton of options. Having like 30% haste by the end of the boss just passively is really nuts, and so spreading that out to some of the earlier bosses is something that I definitely think is really beneficial for timing keys. But just how we pull this one is certainly really obscure. Let's take a look. Huh? I don't know what that means. Oh. Okay. So we see it's possible, but let's talk about the how, because it's a little bit more complicated than it might look. Now, the cool thing about this season is that you can actually just come into these dungeons on normal and test a lot of this stuff out, because they're actually just such low level dungeons that any single character could solo everything about them. So this is one of those things we can take a look at, and I've been testing it a little bit here, and it's actually kind of weird how it works. So let me show you what happens if I'm pressed up against the wall here. You see I'm spamming taunt, trying to aggro it right in the spot where it looked like the character was when we had the footage there. Obviously, it doesn't work through the gate, like no matter what, the gate is line of sight. And then on the other side as well, we can do the same thing, spamming here. And right at the end, we actually get in range of it to aggro. But back to the footage, we had the guy pull it from over here. So what's really strange about this is you can actually do this, but not if you're too close. So watch when I back up a bit, you see I back up from the wall a bit, and it now actually aggroes. We can follow that line and we can see exactly how far away we have to be in order to aggro it. As you see, it's actually like right about here where it will aggro for the first time, right about here-ish. And it's really strange because if it does feel like what's the difference between being flush up against the wall and being a few yards back? Let's try to do it moving from side to side. Yeah, it does look like you can aggro it on the side as well, following the same line. Same thing from this side too. So basically, I think what the real trick here is just simply be a few, almost like just like a few feet away from this wall. Basically, just want to be on these kind of like dark iron strips here. But yeah, I think what really has to happen is it kind of has to pass through like these windows left of this little gate here. And if you do that, then the mob aggroes. And from what I can tell, it seemingly always aggroes this small one too. But I did see that one aggro both of the few times I tried it. And just in case you want footage of that, here is that aggroing this one as well in the key. So, bit of a weird one. I mean, it's possible they might fix it, but realistically, this has probably been this way the whole time. If you can't tell from the footage I showed, it's actually not possible to get regular trash outside the room. They won't come down if they can't line of sight and see you. So even though we could attack them, they just kind of reset. But like the Dreadlords, they just turn to the Dreadlords and just walk right through the wall, no problem. Maybe they would fix something like that, but realistically, I doubt it. It's probably good to go. It's not really that big of a deal, but honestly, having, an extra 8% haste for this first boss, I think that really does help, because this boss is a bit of a difficult one. So I hope it helps. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. And again, if you see anything that you'd like me to take a look at, I can definitely be open to suggestions on that front. So thank you for watching. We will see you guys in the next one.